Got it. So we are live now. Listen, Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. We want to try something new. We want to try to start our podcast, our chavrusa here, with a little niggin.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's always good to start with a niggin.
Absolutely.
Especially, from Menachem we learned before. That's how
all right. So I want to do a really quick recap.
Yeah.
So basically, we learned here that there is a step. The first level of is that the Rabbi Nachman is talking about the malchus. Okay, that each one have
like a
ruling on a certain people around them. Some of them is nister, some of them is nigla.
Or even for
yourself, only yourself. You need to be ruling. You need to learn how to now use your ruling for bad things, only for good things, and only to inspire people. And how you're going to know how to tell people, how to inspire people, and how to rule on people. It's through the Torah. The Eivishter's name is Torah. And how do you know? And not only that, some of this ruling you yourself don't even know that you're ruling those neshamas. So some of them is really bastar.
They don't know you're ruling them, and you don't know they're ruling.
Right. And this is a connection that for all of this. What is the connection? How did it jump to the Eibishter, to the Astor of the Eibishter?
Right. To the Hashem.
Because also
basically,
I just came to me this connection. The Eibishter is the ruler of all, right? So you go down. It goes down that you have tzaddikim that are ruling a certain amount of people, and you have the tzaddik that are ruling all that everything. But then you have the Eibishter itself, that he is the ruler of all, and he also have a ruling benigla. And then you have he even have a deeper. He have a Esther, a ruling of Esther. And Esther Shabbatach Esther, that
what's interesting. I think this is why, also.
And I think once again, and I think that this is why it brings the point of like a guy who is in the middle of a party or whatever, he's in the middle of doing averis, so he's completely have nothing to do with Ishkat, and he's only doing averis. In himself, he also have a ruling of good of the Eibishter, because he's the Nister. This is the ruling of Nister.
But here's what's interesting also is, how does he know how to rule? Also from the Torah. What's the difference? When we know how to rule from the Torah, we're we're knowing from under it, because the knowing is higher than us.
Right.
He also knows. You see, what do you mean he knows from the Torah? He doesn't know how to know. For him, knowing is a low thing. For him, he created knowing. There was no knowing. In him himself, there's no knowing. It's higher than knowing.
But you need to remember.
So he created the knowing, and that's how he knows how to do it. He made
you know
how to rule.
You need to remember.
Yeah.
This is some people will probably stone me for saying it.
This because they don't understand his knowledge.
But he created the Tzimtzum, right?
Yeah, he created.
So he is part of the Tzimtzum. Now he also needs to learn the Torah to know how to rule.
Yeah.
Because it is not our rule.
Right, but also furthermore, when we know something, it's something from above us, right? Oh, right. Now I know. No, I will make the know. He's the one who makes the know. Because knowing is nothing, is just a creation.
Right.
To him. So when people think, oh, what do you mean now he knows how to rule? Yeah, now he knows how to rule. Because before he didn't know how to rule. The knowing was just included in him.
Yeah.
But he separated as a knowing how to rule on the Torah. So he also knows how to rule for the Torah.
Right.
So which is why
wow, this is, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's really blinking in my mind. How does he learn Torah? When we sit and learn Torah,
yeah,
he learned that well.
We know he says the words with us, right?
So
So not only that, and
that's a big responsibility.
This is why through our learning Torah, how do we bring down good? We know through the learning of Torah, we bring mamish down good into the world.
Right.
How? Because we open his mouth from his ruling, right?
So
we open his mouth.
Even if he's upset about stuff, and we are sitting down, and they say, "Oh wow,"
when we say "Salach tikid varecha," I forgive you like your words. He's also saying it with us.
You're basically twisting it around. He's in the middle of being upset about something, and you're starting learning Torah, saying Tehillim or whatever it is. You're like, forcing his mouth to get open and be like,
yeah, and say
good stuff.
right?
Wow.
Like we know by the tefillin, right? That when we put on tefillin, right? It says how great he is, and it says, wait a second, all the mitzvahs we do, he does also. So what's in his tefillin? It says how great the Jewish people are.
So basically, what we learned before in the Torah Gimel, I think, or Torah Base, about that you open your mouth, or maybe it was Reish Bey, I don't remember. One of the Torahs that we learned here, that when you are thinking good about the next do, just by thinking, you're already uplifting him to the next level. I think it's because of the same concept of like you basically are forcing.
Yeah. Because
just good stuff about him, good thought about him.
Just like you think good about another person, now he thinks good about that person.
So I guess when I grew up, they used to tell us that you shouldn't say good stuff about a person if it's not true, because then you open basically the Eibishter goes and check if he's really
right,
and if he's not, you're reopening his book, but it's not true.
Well, it depends. There's two different kinds of saying good about another person. Because see here, what Rabbi Nachman is talking about is not just you should think good about another person. Because remember, you should
find the real
right,
good of them.
Right. Remember how he put it. He said you should find the good in another person and think about it. There's a difference of I'm gonna just come up with some random thing. Oh, this person is he's a
machneserech and he never had a guest in his
anything, and so that's just you're right. You may that's not a good thing. But rather you're searching and finding that spot in that person that's good and talking about it and now expanding it. So that's a very different. It's not a lie.
Good. All right. So that said and done. Let's continue.
Okay, continuing.
That we were talking about the one Esther. There is a story, but
right. So
we stopped talking about the one Esther. That
which way?
The Esther itself, the Esther is eating.
What was the hiddenness? Was when you don't even realize it's hidden. That was the hidden within the hidden.
No, one second. We're gonna get. אבל דע שיש עוד בחינת הסתרה בתוך ההסתרה.
Right.
You have another level of hiddenness that it takes like let's say you take a ball, you hide it in a box, and now you hide the box. So basically, before, if I only hide the ball in the box, I'm going to look for the ball and I'm going to open boxes. But now, you can't find the ball because the box is hidden and you don't even know that the ball is hidden in the box. You only know,
right, you don't even know it's in a box.
You only know the ball. Basically, one second, we'll get there. But right, so basically, it's Esther שבתוך ההסתוריה. So basically, דהיינו שאינו יודע כלל שנהפך, sorry, from the beginning, אבל דע שיש עוד בחינת הסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה. There is a next level of הסתרה that it's inside of hiding. The hiding itself is hiding. דהיינו שההסתרה בעצמה נסתרת. The hiding itself is hidden. שאינו יודע כלל שהשם יתברך נסתר ממנו. That he doesn't even know that the Eibishter is eating from him, because it's not only a straight up the Eibishter is hiding from him. The Eibishter eat from him, and he took the hiding spot and hide it as well. דהיינו שונה יודע כלל שנהפך אצלו האיסור להיתר. So we spoke about yesterday, and I mean last 2 weeks ago, about that basically that חוטו ושונו נעשה לו כהיתר, right?
Right. If he's seen
because he's mixing up the shemus and tzirufim, and it's becoming like mamash in the Torah itself, and making a new tziruf, and
he's combining the letters, which that's
and this is not so itself.
That's how the klipa is able to get the sustenance.
But when you do so many of those stuff that he doesn't even know that the issue becomes eter, everything is just
This is the avera geras avera, that one avera causes another avera. Because when you do the other Aveira, you now, an Aveira that you before wouldn't even think of has now become closer to a possibility.
Only all of those bad stuff becoming for him as a straight up, it's of course. Mishor is a flat land.
Yeah.
So basically, everything becomes a flat land. It could just hydroplaner,
It becomes everything goes okay. Like they call it the straight and narrow. Like when somebody's honest or whatever, they call it straight and narrow. It's like the thief, right?
So straight,
like the thief who goes who's robbing something, and there's a cat running around the bank making them crazy, and another guy says, why don't we shoot that cat? The guy goes, oh, shoot the cat.
I want her to fly.
I'm a gentleman. A guy like me is a gentleman. He's robbing a bank with a gun. He's a gentleman like that. I have a code over here to follow. Right? In other words, but the robbing the bank
So the
became to him
question
like he
is,
thinks
the
it's
question
already
is
normal.
this guy straighter than arrow or an error?
He's a straight. He's more crooked than an arrow and an arrow.
No, you're saying about a guy. He's a straighter than an arrow, right? Is it straighter than arrow or is an error?
He's just an error.
No, but he must be been done at least. He got a priest. He made a mitzvah as
No,
well.
not only that. Look, he didn't hurt the cat.
For sure, it's a creature of David.
Like, listen, he's talking about right now what's happening by the guy. And the separate thing is we have to find something good in him. Look, he didn't hurt the cat.
Exactly.
But I meant.
Anyway, everything becomes straight up for him. Chas v'shalom. I know, im chas v'shalom, that's forbidden. אחר שעבר ושנה עושה יותר עבירות, if he already did once and did twice the same עבירה, and now he does more עבירות, חס ושלום, אזי נסתר ממנו אפילו זאת שידע שנעשה לו כתר. So the first one that he did and changed and become like a ether, this is what's getting eating from him. That he doesn't even know that he was doing the first. Actually, no יודע כלל משום didn't do this. So he doesn't even know that anything is allowed. והכל הוא ישר בעיניו. And everything is straight up into them.
You know what it's almost like? I'll tell you what it's like. The first time, it's like somebody who does something.
Can I give a straight up example?
But it's justified.
Can I give you a straight up example?
The other guy doesn't even know it's wrong.
I'll give you a straight up example.
Yeah.
A teenager who grew up in a very, very religious house, and Shabbos, the first time he tried to turn on a light on Shabbos. If you talk to some of those boys, you will hear a lot of time you'll hear a story that I grew up. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's going to hurt you. You're going to get shocked. You're going to hear the buzz, right?
It was like they're afraid to do it even.
Yeah, they're afraid, and then they go and they click it once.
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh.
Nothing happened.
Right. And they're not touching it again this week or something. Right. And then a few weeks later they try again, and then slowly
it becomes
6 months later, God forbidden, they're sitting on a beach on Shabbos with their phone, God forbid. Not in our house, not in our family, but it happens.
Not in all the Jewish people.
Not in all the Jewish people
even, but it happens.
So those Jews for somebody else. No, but seriously, with all the seriousness. So I think it's on the same level. Like once you're doing something, you do it again. It becomes
it becomes more easy. And then also again, it's like you have somebody who does something in the beginning, justifies it, right? Like I'm doing it's like a Robin Hood, right? I'm still but I'm giving it from there to the poor. But ultimately, it becomes where it's not even that he's justifying the wrong. He doesn't even feel it's wrong anymore at all. It's not, he thinks he's a tzaddik.
You know what? All of them have good reasons.
Yeah.
And for some reason.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
For some weird reason, most of those people that I spoke to, their reason was the Eibishter.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Wow.
Somehow.
Right.
Somehow the Eibishter was having a reason. That was the reason. Like, the Eibishter. Yeah, Hashem exists. So why did this? Huh?
Oh, so
so who did it? Who did it again?
You know my story of him.
I know, yeah.
So I don't know if I
go sure.
But there was I was 14 years old, 14, 15. I was in front of Giant Eagle. I was asking people, "Excuse me, are you Jewish?" But filling on people. Now, a lady walks behind me and says, "I don't believe in God." You can tell from her accent, it's the Jewish lady from the old country, the Hungarian, something like this, right? She walks back out of the store a few minutes later, walks right behind me, leans in a little bit. I don't believe in God. Okay. But I'm not going to answer her, especially with, who might answer. One thing they taught me is, Shvaik, have a little respect. I don't get what she said.
14, huh? It worked until you were 14?
No, it just happened just on that day.
Okay.
Anyway, she comes back again. It's already 4 or 5 times. She's not just saying it just to piss me off, you know. It's not she's looking for
For
but the
response.
problem is I don't like how I'm gonna respond to you know what I'm saying. I can respond to you. Like who am I? So the only thing I thought is maybe she's looking to open a conversation with that. Like so I said why not? Turns out it was a good answer because that's what she was looking for. She started shaking and turned red and white and what's it called? Started yelling and saying, because he killed all my family, he killed my father, he killed my mother. I don't believe in him. Like, and to me, this is the biggest emunah. Not just that. Not Hitler killed their family. Not anybody. He killed Hitler. Only is only an extension. No, I didn't. I was smart enough.
Get her more angry.
I was smart enough not to tell her anything. I just listened.
Wow.
I just listened because it seemed.
I think this is one of
seemed to me at the time I was 14, so I don't know, but it seemed to me at the time that she
I
just
think this
needed
was
to,
one of your moment of wisdom
yeah.
in your life.
You know, maybe someday I'll have another. Anyway, but this is a big moment. Like I over the years.
Wow.
Over the years,
Beautiful.
I felt this was the moment of the greatest emunah, the greatest belief in God that I've ever come across. Because everything that happened, no, don't blame Hitler, don't blame the Nazis. Isn't he the one who's controlling everything? Isn't he the one who protects us? It's his fault.
Right. Now
So
let's go back. Let's go back
thing.
here. So now,
Yeah.
what's the problem of all those people who are doing so much of errors? And even in there, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Their problem is, ובאמת, גם בתוך ההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה, גם שם מולבש השם יתברך. Even in the הסתרה of the Torah, the Eibishter himself is there as well. So you can't hide. You can't run away.
Right.
This is a big problem for them.
Even there.
The Eibishter is there.
Right. Even when you've gotten that comfortable with it, you don't even feel nothing wrong anymore.
דהיינו,
You're not even searching anymore.
Right.
You're not searching.
You're not even looking. You don't even know what to look for. You don't even know what to look for at all. Not even you don't know what to look for. You don't even know you're looking for something.
Right.
But even there, the Eibishter is there. דהיינו, אותיות התורה. The letters of the Eibishter. You're talking about
the letters of the Torah. His name's
right?
there.
כי בלעדו אין חיות לשום.
About
The concepts, the levels, yeah.
I'm talking about the idea that there's really no here and there.
Right.
Because Atzilus is here also.
Right.
Just we're not it's so like it's so much light that we can't perceive it.
But for
so
that's an argument.
No, so here's the thing. So time is also what's before and after. The Tzimtzum has to happen continuously. It's still happening. It's happening
For
every
sure.
moment. Every moment there's a new creation, and that Tzimtzum. So I just want to point out that the before and after doesn't mean
when I say before
years ago.
When I say before and after, is before Bereshit, right?
Right, which is every second.
Now, we know that Kadosh Baruch Hu istakal b'Oraisa Boreno, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Looked in the
you
Torah,
looked in the Torah and you made the world.
Yeah.
But he looked at the Torah. The Torah was before the Tzimtzum. The Torah was what.
Depends which Tzimtzum, but yeah. The Tzimtzum of God, the Tzimtzum we're talking about, the Tzimtzum that we're talking about between the eight.
What do you consider Torah? What do you consider Torah?
That? Chachma Batzilus. Boom.
Torah is not is endless. It's almost endless. The amount. Look at that. Look at Torah. The amount of books.
Yeah,
it's endless. It's endless. It's endless. It's endless.
Yeah, so it's endless. What?
So it's endless.
But it's letters. A letter is already a Tzimtzum. It has to be a Tzimtzum before a letter.
But
you can't have a letter with no Tzimtzum.
Right. But you know what the thing was batim? One letter makes one letter, right? Two letters make
fine, but you still has to be
three words, right? Makes up to 3 words, right?
Yeah,
and then the more letters you do. But I'm talking. So my point is, yes, now we are in Tzimtzum, so it's limited to letters, right? But the Torah that the Eibishter looked into wasn't letters. It was just the all thing that we're going to ever know.
Well,
maybe, and so much more.
Maybe that's why he looked into it. Why looked? Because in look meaning and look in the mind is called,
I think
right?
the word
the whole all of the letters and everything.
But all of those words
is held in one nikuda. It's held in one.
But all of those words that we're using, it's our perspective. Just put it in perspective after Tzimtzum. When he looked at it, it was before any Tzimtzum.
It was before the Tzimtzum. Yeah, before the first Tzimtzum.
Before any.
Yeah. In fact, the Tzimtzum is in the Torah also.
The Torah itself is the Tzimtzum. It's the Tzimtzum.
Yeah.
It's the Tzimtzum.
Right.
All right. I'm getting I'm getting to
Anyway, back to the text.
Yes. This was really good.
Yeah.
Flat off. Anyway, ובאמת, גם בתוך ההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה, גם שם מולבש השם יתברך. דהיינו אותיות התורה, כי בלעדו אין חיות לשום דבר כנ"ל.
There's no life.
Without the Torah, the letters of the Torah, there is nothing of a life.
Yeah.
Even if you don't use it, it's not that because you're learning Torah, there is a chiyus there. No! The Torah exists because of the oasis of the Torah, right? Because the Eibishter created the world, created a wood from looking at the Torah. So everything is basically is taking energy from the Torah. Now,
Right. I just want to make clear here that because that in Hasidus when talk about the word chai is life of the like a life force, it doesn't mean like animation because a rock has life force also. Meaning if there's no life force, the thing ceases to exist. It's gas, right?
It's not even dust. It's not even dust.
Right.
It's not even ashes.
Right.
It's
Right. We're not because a lot of times when people think of life, they think about animation, think about the movement of things. We're not talking about movement. We're talking about life force in terms of no life force. There's no thing. It's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever tried to take probably not, but taking a piece of metal, a piece of anything, and put nitrogen on it.
Like the
ice,
frozen,
liquid ice, liquid ice,
dry ice.
dry ice. You pour it on a piece of steel. It freezes
it's
instantly, and then you just bang it with your hand or with a
boom.
hammer or whatever, and it's dusting up.
Yeah.
So you could take something. You could. I'm bringing this experiment or whatever is this just to explain the point that stuff have life in it. If you dry out the life out of it, all of these elements are gone.
Right. Well,
right?
in this case, it's
still
there, changed the form. When you take chayes out, it's mamish gone.
It just
it's
just
breaking
putting a
down.
word.
So yeah,
it still exists, but it's losing life.
It loses its what it is.
It loses its life.
Right.
It becomes lifeless.
So that's like that's so obviously that's right. And chayes is now taken out to the next level.
Yes.
But not only does it lose its composition,
just to explain what's thing. What do you mean? What do you mean this thing have life?
Right.
Like take a table,
right?
Leave it in your house, a wooden table, a hardwood table. Leave it in your house and polish it and put a butcher block. You need to keep putting oils on it. Leave it in the sun outside for 3 years. It's not going to be alive.
Yeah,
it's going to be dry, dead. It's going to start to compose. Just for example, obviously we're not talking about the same level. It's just for bringing some stuff to ובאמת, רק שעל ידי ריבוי העבירות הפך דברי אלוקים חיים לגמרי עד שנהפך אצלו מחוכמות התורה לפתאיות. So basically,
he's asking a question without asking it. Question is, so if the Torah is
the life of everything,
if you take an object, right, and you do a sin with it, it should lose it should be no more.
So if you follow this book from the beginning, he's not asking any question because I don't know if you remember.
He's not asking, but it's an applied question.
If you remember, we learned in Torah about that you have the Malchus Haresha, how do you give energy to the Malchus the Kedusha? And you have Malchus Haresha, right? How do you kill the Malchus?
Right, so the double-edged sword.
Right, but that implies that you do have rulings of Malchus Haresha, right? Yeah. It does have strings. And where is he shopping all the strings? He's shopping it from the same place. Yeah. So we already know that he's shopping at all. So he's just sharpening a point. It's not, but yeah, it could be.
No, but if you could be, but unless you already learned and remember that Torah.
That's why I say if you follow
in other words, there's an unsaid question that he answers there, which is wait a second. He just said the Torah is the chayes of everything, and people only we think of so Torah is only mitzvahs. So if that's the case, if I do a various, which by the way, when Mashiach comes.
He's going to do it.
He's going to be like that. That's why he says he's going to wipe out the evil. How's he going to wipe? It's very simple. He's going to very simple. He's going to make that these letter combinations, these bad letter combinations, can't happen anymore. I don't know. Maybe.
So
it's hard to tell.
There is a lot of discussion about that. Actually, what's going to happen when Mashiach comes, right? So is he going to all the? So there is a saying. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but he's going to make all your doubts. He's going to figure out all the doubts. Yeah. Some people will say he's going to come and answer all the questions. And some people say there is opinions and very, very valid and solid opinions that when he's going to come, he's not going to be like, oh, this family was doing a kashrus in a better way, and this family did it. It's going to be like kosher, kosher, kosher.
Right.
He's just going to kosher everything.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not telling you to go party. Don't do that. don't take a ride on it. But if you doing something from pure tmimus and you feel like, and somebody comes and tell you, with the brisker nose, don't worry. If you have an halacha to rely on, it's kosher.
It's good. By the way, what's very interesting is it just occurred to me. We say in Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah Kippur, right?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Now, what's going to happen is that what's going to be wiped out. Memsheles Zodin.
Right.
Memsheles, the ruling, the rule of Zodin is going to. So how when Mashiach comes, what's going to happen? So how is it the evil going to be wiped out? Because it won't be able to rule anymore because it won't be able to leech from the words of Torah.
So basically, back to here, through so many averes and so many dipping in the. Is twisting up the Divrei Elokim Chaim that was making different from the Torah until is taking the Chachmas of the Torah to stupid stuff. Until he knows, he doesn't even know that it becomes that because everything is like straight up, it's all good. That this is the level of hiding in the hiding, as we were speaking. And this is why you need to unveil those hidden in a story. And this is how, by bringing long days into your kingdom. And when we say kingdom, each one with its own, the ruling that he have, the power of ruling that he have, you need to get long days.
Which is interesting. A king has to rule over himself before he can rule over somebody else.
Right. And especially his wife.
Well, let's not push it.
The ruling of that's really bringing my and the ruling that we were talking about, we accomplished to say, I just lost.
It's by long days, when you pull out long days.
So what we accomplished before to say that the Arichas Yomim is not long life, we meaning long days. That the days should be long and fulfilled.
Full, yeah.
And through the knowing of Das, and how we will get Arichas Yomim, the Das, the Malchus is Das. ועל ידי זה הדעת יוכל לדעת שאפילו בתוך ההסתרה בעצמה, ואפילו בתוך ההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה, גם שם מולבש השם יתברך, דהיינו התורה. And through, so he's not saying that through the knowledge, you're going to know what you did wrong and what you did right. But you're going to find that there is a chayus in all of those bad things you did.
Which that was also what he said. What's the main thing was understanding that Hashem is literally in everything.
So by learning Torah again and bringing some das to yourself and arichas yomim to your malchus, it's not revealing that what you did wrong and what you did right. It's give you a knowledge of God is there as well. One second.
There's two tires he has here.
Right. But
because one is Arichas Yomim is through learning Torah. Right. And through this you find Hashem's names, which is the Torah.
One second, but this is the punchline. This is the punchline. ומאחר שיודע שאפילו בתוך ההסתרות יש שם השם יתברך מזה בעצמו נתגלים ההסתרות. So through that you know that the Eibishter is everywhere, and even in your worst miseries and even in worse spaces, in your worst positions, that itself unveils all the hidden stuff.
Yeah, everything that was hidden, finding him in it makes it unhidden.
So all the thing that you undid by once you unveiling that the Eibishter is there,
it becomes unhidden now.
And unhidden now. And this is what I was telling you. I think.
So this is the tshuva. This is the tshuva thing of how the sin becomes.
But on Motzei Shabbos, this is what I was telling you, that the whole point of Chassidus is to expose Hashem for his tzimtzum.
We're exposing Hashem's right. Exposing himself.
Once you expose all of these
Right.
hastaras, it's becoming Torah itself, right? It's becoming life itself, even though it's averes and everything.
Right.
It's almost like Shuva Ma'aber, right? It's becoming what happened to those averes? They became schuyas, right? Why?
Because they became
Because you brought him life into it. It became Torah.
reveal the fact that the Eibush is in them.
Yes.
That's how Tshuva makes.
So basically,
that's how
by exposing Hashem, those stuff become
Yeah.
pure again.
Which is interesting because isn't that the definition of intimacy, right? Whether physically or emotionally or mentally, is people exposing themselves to somebody else, right? Because, for example, even emotionally, right? You walk in the street, you have an emotional. Physically, you have a physical barrier, right?
Right.
Emotionally, you have an emotional barrier. Also mentally, you don't tell everybody anything. Intimacy, right, is depending on the nature of the intimate relationship,
right,
is now you revealing the atmos from within the person.
Mm-hmm.
How? Usually through well, if it's emotions and it's not, it's through words. By Hashem, it's the words of the Torah. It reveals the eternal.
Yeah. ומאחר שיודע שאפילו בתוך ההסתרות יש שם השם יתברך, מזה בעצמו נתגלים מההסתרות ונעשה מהם תורה, ואפילו מההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה נעשה תורה. כי באמת, שם מולבש השם יתברך, היינו תורה כאן. רק מחמת שלא היו יודעים שהשם יתברך נסתר שם, זה בעצמו הוא בחינת ההסתרות. ותכף כשיודעים שהשם יתברך נסתר, על ידי זה בעצמו נתהפכה ההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה, ונעשה ממנו דעת. והוחזרה התורה שנסתרה כאן לדעת. So, through all of this you're basically taking all of the eating stuff and it's becoming unreal because you know the Eibishter itself. So basically it's almost like the Astore is not that the Eibishter is eating away from you. The Astore is, you know what? You're doing bad things. I'm not going to stay here watching. I'm going to hide inside this little thing that you're doing bad.
Yeah.
Right? You get the... So basically, in Avera, you're not pushing away the Eibishter. You're putting him in your Avera. And that's by itself a bad thing. You're putting him into the Avera.
Right. It can't exist without him in there.
Right.
So got to be in there. Right?
But the point is that the way you will reveal him is because you find him. You're like, oh,
that he's in there.
Here, he's in there. This is where you're hiding.
Well, right. It's also, wait a second. I thought I was running away from Hashem, right? Turns out I brought him into my Avera. That's all.
Yeah, and he's in there in the deepness of it. And how do you uplifting it back to Torah? By revealing him.
Right.
By telling, aha,
I cut you. But you know what it's like in a way. It's like, think of like a crossword puzzle. Right. You have a whole bunch of letters. If you don't know which, and then there's a list of words. Well, if I have the list of words, now I can find otherwise just letters.
Right.
I can't see the words in there because I don't know what words to look for. Once you have the das to know the word, in this case, the names,
now,
right?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I can see that he's in there. He's in there. I can see that,
right.
Something like this.
So yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You have the das to find them in there,
right?
And now you put the tzirufim back together to the right way. Before you had it, backwards.
Now this is bear and this is donkey.
Yeah. וכיוון שנחזרה ההסתרה שבתוך ההסתרה לדעת ודעשה ממנה תורה, אזי התורה בעצמה מוכיחה אותה מבחינת תורה ישמח חסס כמהו. So basically, through you revealing that what you did wrong, the Eibishter itself was there, so you basically brought it back from the Astorah, so now the Eibishter is not in hiding anymore.
Right.
There itself is, then the Torah itself is giving you the chocha, and then you feel shame or whatever, because the Torah itself is giving you the chocha, you know?
Right, the rebuke.
Yeah. And this is what it says. Ad matai pteim te'avu peti. The Torah tells them.
Yeah, the Torah like
it's in Zohar.
Like announces kind of, but
it's Zohar, which means I think you told me that a lot of Siddim don't really bring Zohar to the Torah.
What?
The Talmidim or Talmid HaMagid, they were like not to bring the Zohar into the Chassidus stuff.
No, it wasn't so much that. They have little pieces, but they didn't. The Alter Rebbe explains pieces of Zohar in a very, meaning in a very detailed way.
Anyway, Ad Matai saying to Avu Peti, until when כי באמת התורה מכרזת וצועקת ומוכיחה תמיד. Is always screaming and telling you, כמו שכתוב ברוי שמיוס תקרא. משלי, Like always, the Torah is always saying and screaming, עד מתי פתאים תאהבו. This is a pasuk in Mishnah, right? רק שאינו שומע כל הכרוז של התורה מחמת ההסתרות הנ"ל. You don't hear the Torah saying it because all of this eating stuff that you have from the is hitting in you bad stuff.
Right.
It's not hitting from you.
He's not hiding from you. You're hiding.
Wow. Wait a second. What did we say? The David is hiding from you and he's hiding in hiding.
Right.
No, he's not hiding from you. He's hiding in your bad things in you.
Right.
He's hiding within you.
Right.
And sometimes he's hiding within you.
But it's an interesting thing, right? Because kol nefesh Yisrael, right? Every Jewish soul is chelik elikam imal mamash. It's mamash, a piece of God.
Right.
So how are you hiding him? You're hiding him because you're hiding you.
Right.
Because you're hiding you, he's also hidden. Get it? He's
right.
you.
Right.
Or at least you're him. Or at least you're him. So by hiding you, you're hiding him from you.
רק שאינו שומע כל הכרוז של התורה מחמת ההסתרות הנ"ל. ומאחר שנתגלו ונחזרו ההסתרות, ונעשה מהם תורה על ידי הדת, once you retrieve this הסתורס, and it's revealed, אזי תכף שנעשה מהם תורה, התורה בעצמה מוכיחה אותם, and then it's become Torah, and the Torah that is made out of it is giving them תוכחה עד מי פסעים תוכנו כנ"ל, וזה כשכתוב פי או פס חוכמו, שעל ידי התורה ודעת הנ"ל, שעל ידי זה מגלים הסתרות, ועושים מהם תורה כנ"ל.
Right, so through this knowledge, through this das, through this you reveal what's hidden, and you make from them Torah.
היינו, בחינת תורה is a מחרזת כמה...
Such like Pia Pascha B'Chachma, open the mouth with the Chachma. Yeah, interesting.
היינו, בחינת תורה is a מחרזת כמה שהתורה בעצמה פותחת פיה ומוכיחה אותם. The pia pascha is בחוכמה, the חוכמה, the Torah, right? ומוכיחה אותם כנ"ל, נמצא שעל ידי עסק התורה, שעל ידם ממשיכים אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות, כי על ידם ממשיכים החיות לתוך הימים והמידות כנ"ל. So basically, through the business of Torah, that brings your longer days into your ruling, because of through that you're getting chayus, liveliness into the days and your
and into your qualities, your attributes, your qualities,
of being a better guy. ועל ידי זה,
character.
Right. ועל ידי זה זוכים לדעת כנ"ל, על ידי, and this is how you get knowledge.
To get this, this is how you get this. Das even more. Chachma is like knowledge. Das is like a realization.
Understanding.
Because it's like it's knowledge, but it's like in a way that it's felt, that it's internalized.
You know, how they say about
Chachma could be over there.
You know how
Chachma is unapplied now.
You know how you say Chachma Bein HaMelacha about stuff?
Which means like it's, in other words, it's
so basically you have stuff. Chachma is basically you're working up your smartness.
Right.
You're doing something again and again. You're doing research, and you're building up and making trials and errors and
that's Bina. That's Bina already. But
why?
But because Bina is
okay. One second.
No, but through Bina you become a Chacham,
okay.
Right? Through the Bina.
The Chachma is something you worked up for. That's the point.
Yeah.
Das is knowledge. It's something that you know it.
Yes and no, because also you could work for it, but in other words, but it's not the working phrase. You get the Chachma, right? Das it's becoming real.
You could
it's when it's real by you. I'll give you an example.
One second. You could use the Chachma to have towards Das, but the Das itself, being wise and wisdom,
but you're not going to have it without
something you work for.
Work for it.
You become. You have a wise man,
something that you
have a smart man.
Well, right? you work for it just by increasing.
A smart man is from experience and wisdom. Some people are wise, some people
maybe
are smart.
Yeah, but but people can get wise. But how do you get wise?
Is there wise?
What do you call somebody
wise?
Wise is not somebody who has a lot of facts, right? People that like encyclopedias have a lot of facts, right? Then the old man on the rocking chair. He couldn't tell you what year Abraham Lincoln was born, and all these things. But he's wise because wise comes from life experience. Because the das has to be a real thing. Something that's real by you. Chachma is abstract. Das is when that abstract thing, it's not abstract anymore. That's why wise, the old man in the rocking chair, he's lived a lot of years.
Right.
He's lived a lot of years, and therefore he's.
יכולים להוכיח אפילו יותר רחוקים מאוד מהשם, יתברך. בבחינת הסתרה שבתוך הסתרה כנ"ל. So all of this analogy was to answer the question that we asked 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
How could I know what my people who I'm ruling over need? Right? So how do you could help them to get ahead is by unveiling that Hashem is everywhere, even in their corners. So this is what you could tell people.
Which is interesting. How do you help people in your ruling?
By telling them
by being wise, right? By being, that's what das.
But you could. But basically, the point.
But the das only comes out from Arichus Yamin,
right?
Meaning, who's wise?
But the main thing is that you don't need to do it yourself. You can if I have it, if you have it in you, all of this cycle that we just spoke about, you could extend it to your ruler.
Yeah,
rulers.
For example,
ruled people.
Yeah, your
surrounding.
Your ruled one. Yeah, for those you ruled, your subjects.
The subject.
Because here's here's the thing. Think about it. A king who's wise in economics.
Right.
It's not just he gets rich, his subjects get rich. It's not just he's using only the economic knowledge. It's he's running his country with this economic knowledge, even though they might not have the economic knowledge, but he has this knowledge, and by extension, now they all have it.
Right.
And it's the same thing, is us when we learn something.
So what's the bottom line?
To ourselves.
So
the bottom line is learn Torah. That's the bottom line. Share it with others. And the real bottom line is don't worry so much. I'm not saying go and do Averis purposely, but people spend so much time worrying about what Averis. Right? The main thing, first of all, Torah will explain you all this. Torah will reveal to you where he is. And this is why the more Torah you learn, the better you become in mitzvahs. And the less Averis you, just naturally. Because I know, and it's not even like, oh, now I know I'm not allowed, and I know I'm allowed. It's because, I'm finding out what the Eibishter loves and what he doesn't love, and I'm becoming more, and I'm becoming loving him more.
One of the main things,
and also when you teach other people,
so one second. This is not a bottom line. This is a whole new class you're giving here.
It's a whole
the bottom line is that wherever you at, it's not that Hashem is with you.
He's in you.
Hashem is in you, and it's not even that he's in you. You are Hashem.
Yeah. It's, you know what it is? That's very simple.
Don't take it. Don't take it up to your head. Don't take it up to your head. Don't take it too far.
But here's the thing: it's when this is why when people go looking for themselves, they find Hashem. It's not that they were looking for this something, they found him. They really found themselves. Exactly. But when you found yourself, what was there? It was him.
Yeah. So back to what you were saying in your new thing. Rabbi Nachman was talking a lot to his Chassidim, especially of of Kama Bris. He was talking a lot about we are not worried about Kama Bris because, and in general, we're not. Don't be worried about Averis. Just be worried about making mitzvahs, because when you are too worried about, like you could see it with people who do diets, when they are so focused
on what they can't have, right?
Then all they can
get burnt out.
All they can think about, like, I really want it.
Right. So instead, think about what I really want instead of thinking of all the time what I don't want. Yeah.
Instead of thinking about that, just think about what you could have, but it's so hard because you still want to have the other stuff. So don't restrict yourself.
By the way, this works.
So basically,
I do this, right.
So basically,
for example, I like certain things. There's certain things that are what's it called, and I like them. So I come up with things and I make sure I have the things that I like around.
But it's way deeper than that. But because you're still restricting yourself. Because you're still restricting yourself.
No, not restricting myself. Around.
You're trying to find
the mindset.
But one second. So what the main thing is that you should do proportionate. So you can have whatever you want.
I could.
And I'm going to have some of that, and I'm going to have some of that. But I'm going to make sure to put the focus of me to have more of what's good for me.
But it's also I'm connecting with myself instead of disconnecting from myself.
Right.
Meaning I'm looking for the stuff that I'm going to really love. Right. When I go and look for something, I'm like, oh, what can't I have? I go, no. What healthy things here do I really love? And then I'm to the point where you're excited to have this thing because I'm going to make myself this.
All right.
Be good. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And that was 20.
That was 20?
That was 20.
Now we need to pay 0.03. 03.
Yeah, 0.3. 2.0. Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's also you
So
have
Hashanah coming, guys.
you have the
Rosh
first of
Hashanah.
first of all, you have the 15th of Av, which is
Yesterday, no?
which is a huge what do you call it? A huge-
Actually, I want to dedicate this
Sliga.
shiur today. Leilu Nishmat, it's my wife's grandfather, my shver's father. His name was Rabbi Cheskel Akoyen Ben Yisrael Allah Shalom.
Yeah.
It was today is your side, and I want to dedicate this shiur and this whatever it's chavrusa. I don't know if it's called a shiur or chavrusa or a combination. But thank you guys very much for being here with us today. And I had 20 shares. So whoever followed from the beginning, thanks.
I don't know if we followed.
I definitely followed from the beginning. I was here, every one of them.
You were here, but did you follow?
Yes.